welcome to Nerd Alert, everyone. We have a fantastic week of stories to talk about on this show. But first, I want to introduce my special guest for this week. We have a returner and we have a new face. One is silver and the other is gold, but they're both the library bards. I'd like to welcome Xander, Jeanneret, and Bonnie Gordon.
Huzzah!
Yeah, White Shot.
The library bards.
They did it. So Xander and Bonnie are a singing duo. They produce all kinds of songs and videos that you may be familiar with.
Yes, we are a nerd parody band, so we take top 40 hits and transform them into the nerdy versions they should have been in the first place.
We basically make them better.
I remember you were Gollum once, and I was very off-put.
I mean, you and
Probably
I both.
just because I'm like your friend, and I'm used to not seeing you look terrible.
Right.
But
terribly awesome.
Xander's the pretty one of the band, but he had to, he had to
ugly himself up for that Oscars.
Yeah.
The
This is all in our
turned him into
Gandalf
it.
music video, based off of Shake It Off by Taylor Swift.
And I know you're working on a few other songs, one of which is a Harry Potter.
Harry Potter
Exactly,
song. This
which
is
is
the
the
first
perfect
anyone's heard of it, too.
Oh, yes.
So, exclusive.
We're working on a Harry Potter song.
So this is a perfect segue into our next story, or our first story, which is that J.K. Rowling has showed off some really interesting things over the years. We learned more about through Pottermore, and now we're learning about the other wizarding schools of the world, international. Of course, we knew that Hogwarts wasn't the only school. We know about Beauxbatons, we know about Durmstrang, but there are 4 more, and actually 11 total.
Right.
So let's travel around the wizarding world and learn more about that. So these were presented by Evanna Lynch, right? So let's talk about our first school. All right, the first one we have from JK is Castelo Bruxo, located in Brazil, deep in the rainforest, and it appears to be a ruin to most people who stumble on it. Castelo Bruxo students wear bright green robes and are especially advanced in both herbology and magizoology. The school offers very popular exchange programs for European students who wish to study the magical flora and fauna of South America. And the Weasleys wanted to send one of their sons there, apparently, and they could not be afforded.
Right.
Let's look at another school. This one is in Japan.
Yes.
Students are presented with enchanted robes when they arrive, which grow in size as they do, and which gradually change color as the learning of the wearer increases, beginning a faint pink color and becoming, if top grades are achieved in every magical subject, gold. If the robe turns white, this is an indication that the student has betrayed the Japanese wizard school and adopted illegal practices, which in Europe we call dark magic, or broken the international statute of secrecy.
Dishonor on your family.
When your robe turns white, people follow you around, shame.
Well, doesn't white like signify death?
Yeah. In Shinto religions, it's both purity and like death type of thing.
Yay! I saw the color change and I thought, oh, it's like belts. In, in martial arts.
I consider it like the Technicolor dream coat. It's like get your Technicolor dream robe. And
it like turns blue, and you're like, I just majored in charms, guys.
Oh, guys,
like I couldn't get every subject.
You know, like how engineers don't need PhDs. It's like that. No, that's true. You don't need it. Let's move over to Africa. I mean, it just said it's in Africa somewhere. It's not really specified which nation.
Yeah, they JK clarified it a bit that it's in like Uganda because people were mad that like Africa's not a country.
It's a continent.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Uganda. That's where you're going to find Wagadoo.
Yeah.
The largest of all wizarding schools located in Uganda. The only address ever given is Mountains of the Moon. Visitors speak of a stunning edifice carved out of the mountainside and shrouded in mist, so that it sometimes appears simply to float in midair. Much, some would say all, magic originated in Africa, and Wagadoo graduates are especially versed in astronomy, alchemy, and self-transfiguration.
I was reading about this. They don't use wands there.
Well, they only recently started using wands in the last 100 years, but most of them can use like hand gestures instead.
Which means they are powerful.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't need a piece of wood for this.
No, I thought that was really cool that they're, because when reading Harry Potter, it's kind of just established that you need a wand to be able to do magic. But then, like, kind of Dumbledore does some stuff without wands. I think Hermione does some stuff.
It's always shown as being really impressive
if
someone can do it.
Exactly,
and it's here like most of them can just do this automatically.
Right. Yeah. I think that really gives a cultural perspective on magic. It just broadens the world.
Yeah. literally.
Yeah.
Well, let's move to the last school, which is, when we move to Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, Newt Scamander might run into some graduates of this school, which is the most difficult to pronounce for me. Ilvermorny.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All of you eagle-eyed fans had an inkling that word was going to mean something special, and Pottermore will bring you more writing by J.K. Rowling on that magical school soon, which is, that's not a description, you'll just find out later. So it seems to be located somewhere along the Appalachians to Canada.
Yeah, like
somewhere
Niagara
in that
Falls.
zone. She did deny it was New York,
Right.
so it's somewhere in there. We're not really sure where it is. Many graduates from that school will probably be featured in Fantastic Beasts. What?
I was just going to say, I thought you were trying to say Ilvermorny again.
Ilvermorny.
Of that school.
It's hard. Have you noticed that all of these names are kind of difficult?
Yeah.
And previously we had Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Hoggy, warts, teach us something, please.
Yeah.
I like it simple.
Right. Wagadoo's pretty simple.
Yeah,
Wagadoo, Wagadon't.
Wagadoo. It sounds like Xanadu.
It's not pronounced the way it's spelled, though.
Right.
I find it interesting that each of these schools seems to have, well, the exception going to Ilvermorny, their own specialty.
Right.
Which is, in Brazil it seems to be animals, and we have something different in each place except for Ilvermorny. And Hogwarts seems to be kind of like a baseline school, too. Why don't we have specialties?
Well, I think that you could find that if you look at universities all over, like a regular school university. If you're going to like Hawaii to subject, you could expect like marine biology or something like that. It's just the location.
Hogwarts is where all the disasters happen.
Yeah.
Everything bad happens there.
It's defense against the dark arts. That's what they specialize in at Hogwarts.
Great. Yeah, I guess
Like
you're
all
right.
the other schools seem pretty peaceful.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like all the bad
Do
stuff
they
is going straight to
specialize
Hogwarts.
in the dark arts, or did that just happen when Harry went to school?
Yeah.
Because they
That's
seem
true.
to be like around him.
Right.
I'm
Just-
not
can we
saying
just-
he's the problem, but he's the problem.
He's the
Well, he's the
problem.
problem. It's kind of like the eye of the storm. Just
Yeah.
transfer him to a different school and
Yeah.
Hogwarts will be fine.
Every year.
No more students getting killed.
Right.
Jeez.
And then we have Beauxbatons and Durmstrang, which I'm not really sure what their specialties are off the top of my head.
No, Beauxbaton, it seemed like in the fourth book that they were both like, it's a female-based school and a male-based school.
That's what I thought.
And then Durmstrang, I think they said something about like dark magic kind of comes from there.
It was more like a rumor, though, not like a proud moniker.
Right. And
know?
Beauxbatons, I think, was like charms or something, where
They are charming.
they are.
works.
Oh,
They are.
You saw that dance.
I did.
It's very beautiful.
Practices at home.
I just pretend like I am French.
That's where the library bards came from.
Yeah.
It's actually quite accurate. We had a meeting and he did that dance and I was like, we should start a band.
Audience, what do you think of these new schools? And where is my goddamn Hogwarts letter? Let us know below in the comments. And please like and subscribe for more.